All right, let's untangle one of the most fascinating and honestly most important relationships in all of tech right now, the alliance between Microsoft and OpenAI. But here's the thing, this is no simple partnership. It's more like a high-stakes chess match, filled with bold strategic moves, shocking gambits, and a constant, quiet battle for control. So let's break it all down. This quote just nails the feeling at the heart of our story, doesn't it? It really speaks to a relationship that kicked off in perfect sync, but has slowly, almost imperceptibly, drifted into this wary, competitive dance, where both players are now very cautiously plotting their next moves. So, where did it all begin? Well, to understand the game, we have to go back to the opening move. And at the very beginning, the board was set for what looked like a perfect, almost symbiotic partnership. I mean, the logic was just so clean, it was a no-brainer for both sides. You had Microsoft, the established powerhouse who desperately needed that cutting-edge AI to keep its cloud business on top. And then you had OpenAI, the brilliant prodigy, who needed, well, a ton of resources. We're talking cash and cloud power to actually build its ambitious models. They were the perfect match. So, Microsoft makes its opening move back in 2019 with a cool billion-dollar investment. But then, late 2022 happens and ChatGPT just explodes onto the scene. And Microsoft, seeing the incredible power of its new queen on the board, immediately doubles down, pouring in another $10 billion. The race was on. Okay, and this is where the story gets really good. A single, totally unexpected event comes out of nowhere and completely upends the board. This wasn't some planned strategic move. This was a full-blown crisis that revealed the first major crack in the alliance. And, it fundamentally changed the game. Remember this? November 2023. The OpenAI board suddenly fires CEO Sam Altman, and Microsoft is completely blindsided. Satya Nadella moves lightning fast, offering to hire Altman directly. But then, in a wild 5-day scramble, Altman is back at OpenAI, and the board that fired him is gone. For Microsoft, this was a massive wake-up call, showing them just how little control they actually had. So after all that dust settles, Microsoft gets a non-voting observer seat on the new board. Now, on the surface, it looks like they gained some influence for helping to fix the mess. But in reality, it was purely symbolic. It's like having a seat at the table, but you're not allowed to talk. It just hammered home the fact that they didn't have real control. All right, let's move into the mid-game, because after that crisis, the entire dynamic shifted. Both players suddenly realized they were way too dependent on each other, and that kicked off this strategic scramble of moves and countermoves, each one designed to secure their own position on the board. Microsoft's first big play was to start building its own in-house AI army. This was a super clear signal that they were hedging their bets. They were basically telling the world, we are not putting all of our chips on OpenAI for the future of AI. And we saw that strategy in action in March 2024. The $650 million deal for Inflection AI and its founder, that wasn't just about buying technology. This was a classic acqui-hire, a move straight out of the Silicon Valley playbook. It was all about snatching up top-tier talent to build a powerful new AI division, a formidable new piece on their side of the board. Well, OpenAI saw this move, and they didn't just sit there. They responded with a pretty powerful counter of their own. They went out and started securing new allies, proving they weren't cornered and that they had other options. The really crucial move here was their deal with Oracle. By partnering up for cloud infrastructure, OpenAI sent a crystal clear message: we are no longer solely dependent on Microsoft Azure. And that move gave them a ton of leverage. It proved they had other powerful friends they could call. So, with both sides now making these independent power plays, the original terms of their alliance just weren't working anymore. This mid-game scramble basically forced them back to the negotiating table to hammer out a whole new set of rules for the endgame. And this led to a massive restructuring. On one hand, Microsoft secured a huge 27% financial stake in what was now a $135 billion company. That's a huge win. But in exchange, OpenAI got the one thing it desperately wanted. Microsoft's exclusive right as its sole compute provider was officially gone. It was a strategic trade that benefited both sides. But look, this new deal didn't really end the tension. All it did was set the stage for the final phase of the game. Because now, with its newfound freedom, OpenAI had started acting less like a partner and more like a competing kingdom, and it began rapidly building its own independent power base. And they moved incredibly fast. In early 2026, OpenAI secured a staggering $110 billion from a whole group of tech giants. Now, this wasn't just about the money, this was a powerful declaration of independence. It proved they could thrive without being tied to a single backer. And this chart really shows you the new reality. With all that new funding, OpenAI expanded its access to compute power. And now, Amazon's commitment actually exceeds Microsoft's. OpenAI is no longer beholden to just one partner for its most critical resource. The board has changed. And this quote, which comes from a document OpenAI showed to potential investors, it just reveals the core tension perfectly. OpenAI is admitting that its most important relationship is also its greatest risk. That is the central paradox that defines this whole fractured alliance, and it's a tension that's right at the heart of the entire AI revolution. So where does that leave us? Well, the lines between partnership and rivalry have pretty much completely blurred, and the game has become infinitely more complex. It's really clear there's no simple checkmate in sight, which of course raises the ultimate question. Is this really the endgame, or are we just watching the opening moves of an entirely new and much more complicated match?